Politieke en economische samenwerking met Oekraïne. Wat zijn de voordelen en nadelen voor Nederland en de hele Europese Unie? Ter gelegenheid van het referendum over de associatieovereenkomst laten Lieke en Richard Lamp zich informeren. In Oekraïne bezoeken zij bedrijven en spreken met overheidsvertegenwoordigers. Nou, onze zoektocht in Oekraïne, in Kiev om precies te zijn vandaag, brengt ons echt overal. We zijn op hele verschillende plekken geweest, maar nu zijn we bij een modern bedrijf. Het bedrijf heet Grammarly, dus je voelt hem aankomen, dat heeft iets met spelchecking en zo te maken natuurlijk. En vooral voor de Engelse taal. En we hebben hier een leuke opstelling gekozen. Kijk gelijk maar eventjes met me mee rond. Want we hebben hier natuurlijk de oprichters, de founders of the company and a lot of employees. And of course the rest is actually really working, but they're in the other room. First of all, let me ask you to introduce yourself so the viewers do know who you are.
Hi, I'm Dima, the CTO at Grammarly, and we're a company that helps millions of people around the world write better English and succeed through better communication.
Okay, and how, that's what we'll hear later on, because first we go to the marketing. Who are you?
Hi, my name is Kimberly Yoki, and I work in online marketing. I'm the content marketing manager, but I started at Grammarly doing social media management.
Okay, and then?
Hello, I'm Valerie. I'm the head of customer support, and my team is making sure the customers are happy, satisfied, and get timely responses.
You're extremely busy when there's another update or something.
Yeah, sure.
We'll talk about that later. Hey, and who's this guy?
Hey, my name is Igor Karpats, and I work directly with universities, schools, making sure that Grammarly is being shared with every student, that we can make it, and we work mostly with United States, Australia, and England, and look forward to getting more users in Europe.
Yeah. So actually, you're bringing in the money. Hopefully.
in some sort, yes.
Okay, but first, what are we actually talking about? Spell checking for English language. Where is it used? In which platforms? What kind of environments?
It's not just a spell checker.
No, sorry for insulting.
It's okay. So the product is essentially the online service that checks your text for spelling, grammar, punctuation, structure, vocabulary use, originality, and more. It can catch up to 10 times more mistakes than the tools built into Microsoft Word or Google Docs, for instance, and provide corrections.
So you're dissing them in this way. That's good. And how can you? Well, why did you come up with this idea? Why? Was the English in your environment so bad that you have problems with your own English grammar?
One of the reasons is our experience with the previous company that we built, and that was a plagiarism prevention system that we were selling to universities worldwide, mostly in North America, and we knew from that experience that students, especially in the USA, had a lot of issues with writing.
Yeah.
And so we knew exactly that a product that would help them enhance their writing would be something that can definitely help here. So we started with that idea with a product for students, but we soon found that this exact product can be used by lots of other people, professionals, writers, journalists, just casual users.
So there are different types of English, American and British, and you all support them?
Yeah, and we've pivoted to kind of a mass market product that spans a great number of different genres and use cases and user types.
Okay.
That's how this idea became big.
Yeah, okay. Now we're now at this moment we're at the Kiev office. How many people are working here on 2 levels, 2 floors?
Almost 100 people total here at 3 floors. We also have the second office in San Francisco, but it's smaller.
Yeah, and there's more like sales or also development in San Francisco?
No, pretty much all the functions are shared between the both offices as of now. We have a few developers there as well, but most of the things are still happening here in Kiev.
Okay, I'll come back for business models and stuff like that. But first, I'm curious for the marketing because when you do marketing in Europe and in the US and elsewhere, it got to be localized somehow.
Well, currently, because our product is so broad and it's relevant to English language speakers all over the world, and because we have a free product that makes our tool accessible to everybody around the world, we actually have a very global presence. Our social media following is over 8 million people, and that spans the US, Great Britain, but also Pakistan, Malaysia, the Philippines, India, of course. So we really have a global audience. Now, there is some localization and targeting, but really a lot of our messaging and the information that we're presenting is relevant for our global English-speaking audience.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm curious because when people start using it, it's a sort of this subscription model, and they're using it in different environments. So they can use that sort of plugin on Chrome browser, but what other areas and environments it's used?
Certainly, Safari, Chrome, Firefox. Environments as it comes to the browser extension. Microsoft Word and Outlook on Windows OS, and our native apps both for Mac OS X and Windows OS, desktop app, native app, and our flagship product, Grammarly Editor, which you can access from any browser online.
A sort of web-based solution. And can you say something about the type of questions you get? Is it, for instance, mainly technical, like, hey, it doesn't work at all, or there's something going on, or is it more language-based questions?
Any kinds of questions. Currently, it's more of a technical and installations, subscription-based and related questions, account management questions. It changes as we roll some features out and update the software, and feature requests, even to the point where they ask to support Dutch language, French language.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The expectations are high, of course, when you start now, and then what other. But I, as I understood, first and for all, it's focused on the English language. So when I come back to you, unlike the universities, other educational environments, what considerations do they have to start with Grammarly?
Oh, sure. Well, it's kind of, I think we're fortunate enough to position ourselves like when we're selling educational software to education, it's relatively easy to explain to the faculty, to any decision makers what we do, how we help. And when we, kind of proof of concept, everyone understand that grammar is kind of the essential and basic needs. So this way, it just helps us through different like advocates or influencers around school, university, just to share it with the students. And sometimes we have cases when faculty and staff are also interested in using Grammarly. So we try to cover the whole campus, starting from freshmen and finishing up with the school principal or dean.
And what's the model? Is it a license for a certain number of users, or is it different?
Yeah, well, our main kind of focus is selling to on a consumer basis. But when we work with education and or corporations, we try to discount the price for the sake of having more users on board. Because we're not only focused on the revenue, our main goal actually is user acquisition, is sharing Grammarly with as many students as possible.
Okay, and in that area, you have made a very important decision last year to provide a free version. What are you doing?
Well, a year ago, we launched the free product with a set of browser extensions. And over a year have become one of the most popular extensions in the Chrome store. Right now, we have about 4 million active users there.
So you learn a lot from them as well, I think, in the meantime, and hopefully,
learn from us.
I hope so. And why should they upgrade to a paid model?
The upgraded version provides more advanced checks and provides you with more confidence in your writing. But if you need just basic checks for the majority of common writing issues, you're going to be good with the free version.
Okay. And at this moment, like this enormous number of people that have to be hosted, and you do it yourself as a company, isn't that complex or tricky, like having peaks in usage, for instance?
Sorry.
Well, the technical support for hosting this large number of users,
Okay.
it gives a complete new dynamics, and I think it requires skills from the people that there weren't before.
Oh yeah. So scaling the system is one of the biggest challenges for
Yeah.
us, but it's almost as hard as scaling the organization
Itself, yeah.
itself. But so far we have managed to do that well because we were happy together. Great team with lots of good talent and some good advisors as well. Getting exposure to this kind of experience of building large systems was one of the reasons we opened the second office in San Francisco a few years ago. So that helps.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's really great to see the company develop. And since we're here because of that, that's how it started for us to visit Ukraine, the referendum in the Netherlands about the association agreement between the European Union and Ukraine. Would this change anything for your company, whether the agreement is there or not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like what?
Because we all live in Ukraine. We're all citizens of Ukraine and care about the future of our country. And the path that it takes affects everything that we do in life, including Grammarly.
No. And what in a practical way for the employees, what is hopefully changing?
The practical example is that the association hopefully will open the borders and help us travel and make connections with potential partners or candidates.
Yeah.
In Europe. It will also allow us to plan and visit more conferences and
so at this moment, so far, you need a visa request.
Exactly, we need a visa, and the whole process essentially of getting someone to a conference takes almost a month of planning.
Yeah.
Which is a huge tax,
Yeah.
and we have cases where of people not being able to go because of issues with the visa applications or delays, etc.
But in general, it would be interesting for Ukraine business as well.
Exactly, because the association with the EU is, well, it's not about the membership, right? It's primarily about getting the Ukrainian economy off the ground with the help of European experience, connections, compliance with the quality standards and the access to the markets as well.
Yeah.
But most importantly, it's a civilizational choice, existential choice between the open society values and the old Soviet or the new Russian closed society values, which makes the country and the business environment more attractive to local entrepreneurs and foreign investors as well.
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, well, I suggest we're sort of closing down. Where can people wander around on the internet to get to know a little bit more about Grammarly? Or which website, URL? Is it just simply, let me guess, Grammarly.com?
As Grammarly.com.
Yeah, or maybe Ukrainian domain could have been as well, but okay, for the international one. And it's in the stores, as you mentioned, for
Yeah,
Chrome
you can also
and
find
other
it
ones.
in your favorite browser extension store.
Okay, well, for closing down, I suggest we take a close look on the screen. Okay, everyone is gone now, and we're doing an after party, just the two of us. But you can look with us anyway. First of all, you wanted to say something about the company is based on Ukrainian people, of course, and also based here in Ukraine.
Yeah, it was founded here in Ukraine by a few local guys 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And the product was built by Ukrainian engineers, and the vast majority of employees right now are all Ukrainians.
Okay.
Many of them have moved to the second office in San Francisco that we opened a few years ago.
Yeah, it's growing like crazy, but all started here.
Yeah.
And I think it's nice. It's in a relation with the university here in Kijów as well. So what do you got on screen here in the meantime?
So we have a browser
Yep.
with a Gmail that runs Grammarly extension. And you can see that I've just pasted in here a text snippet.
Yep.
And it gets automatically checked. And you see the number of issues here in the corner
Yep.
that Grammarly can offer suggestions, corrections to. You can also correct these issues in line.
Okay.
Or ignore them if they're not relevant. And from here, it's easy to move to the main Grammarly UI with the same text and the actual corrections and also explanations on how to avoid similar mistakes in the future.
That's to make the user self-learning.
Exactly.
In fact.
Yeah. So that's
Okay, that's interesting because that's obviously a difference with other solutions from other people. So if you're seeing this and you think, hey, how exactly does it work? There is a free version to try out, so you better just check it out yourself, don't you think?